Hey guys, so this is Geki, and I'm going to break down the Fighting EX layer, another dash reveal for Switch. I've already seen the trailer, so this is not a reaction, but I will break down my thoughts and kind of break down what you see here for anyone new to FEXL. Looks very cool. A lot of presentation elements have been improved, which is really nice. Like, you'll see the super animations. Get a little love here. And especially the some of the animations have received a little bit of love. You see the Darun animation when he comes in is a little more polished, which is interesting. So maybe some animation tweaks. Got EX dash. Yep. So these basically look like the mechanics from the April Fool's beta that we saw previously. I'm not sure what changes will occur. We'll have to test it out. But EX Illusion is definitely new. We saw EX Guard, which was kind of like push block. Green flash would happen, you can push them away for one bar, so it looks like you can do EX Illusion instead. Potentially escape a bad situation. So let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a bit here. So you can see there's actually a new UI as well. So the colors are different, so you get like a blue health bar, green super meter, and then yellow damage when it happens. So EX dash looks interesting and different in that you seem to get 3 hits and then you can follow up with whatever you want. So I don't know if this is automatic and then the choice you make after is the 4th hit. So it looks like you get 3 hits of a chain. And normally in FEXL, if you guys don't know, you can do light, medium, heavy, but you can't go backwards. So he seems to be doing light, because that's Kairi's stand jab. You can see it here in the slow-mo. Stand jab, stand light kick, and then stand heavy punch. And that's a different stand heavy punch than Kairi currently has in FEXL. So we're getting drastic changes for the cast, because that's very interesting, if so. Other characters do have that stand heavy punch, and it's a very good one because it's plus on block. So my curiosity is, does that mean the EX dash you can do any 3 hits and then the last hit you do as well, or is it a canned out animation that it just automatically does 3 hits for your character and then you can follow up with whatever you want afterwards, like you're seeing here? And EX Arrow, same idea here. So it looks like you do 3 hits and you can follow up with the 4th, which is different than the current, even the old April Fool's beta. So I'm curious to see. And then on block here, he activates it here, and you get a cross-up, it looks like. Which is very interesting. So they're going to be recovering here. And you even see the presentation on the super cancels here, the yellow screen flash, so like a little more polished presentation-wise. Dynamic camera on the victory poses. And you couldn't cancel guard break before. Very cool, very exciting. So it looks like basically the April Fool's beta was to test, the mechanics and see how they feel. There was some infinites found, so they did remove that pretty much after they did the next beta test phase on PC. I do have some more footage here to take a look at because Mihara-san uploaded a video on Shhheeeeow doing this combo in the engine. So EX dash looks to be, yeah, so it's the same rules as what we saw with Kairi, but looks like you can choose. And you see the fan super knocked down. That's very interesting. So let's take a look. That was a pretty quick clip. So let's play a bit slower just to make sure we fully quantify our thoughts on this. Okay. Yeah, so she does 2 light, again, you notice with Kairi, she did stand jab, stand light kick again, and then a heavy punch. Or that's medium punch. So this normal that we see from Shhheeeeow is actually Hokuto and Shhheeeeow's stand medium punch. So does that mean they changed it to stand heavy punch? Potentially, we'll see. And then she does stand medium kick. So we saw Kairi do crouch medium kick, but are we going to see that? And then she does still a heavy punch afterwards, and then still a heavy kick. So does that mean EX Dash gives you 6 chain, which is a Gogi in FEXL that lets you break the rules. However, it lets you do light, so like light punch, light kick, medium punch, heavy kick, heavy punch, heavy kick, and then you can do a unique attack anywhere. But once you do the heavy attack, you can't do the rest of the 6 chain. So you usually stick it at the end if you can, or you skip a few of them, like maybe you skip like light punch and you just go straight light kick, medium punch, etc. So the rules for this chain system off EX Dash is very interesting. And is this outside of EX Dash as well, or is it just during EX Dash, EX Arrow? I'm assuming it would be only within the dash and the EX Arrow, because that would be more fun, and maybe it would be too strong outside of that, so we'll have to see. Yeah, and you can see here she does even more so here. So it cancels into EX Dash, a standing jab, a crouching light kick, crouching medium punch. Okay, now these normals can obviously be different based on Arika's plans, right? So some of them might be a heavy punch, some of them might be a a lighter normal, heavier normal, we're not sure. Just basing this off my current FEXL knowledge. And she cancels into her fan super, which looks the same, except it does a knockdown. Because in the current version, she does like a big blowback and the character goes flying, and it's a hard knockdown. So the fact that it knocks you down and keeps you close is actually quite good. Because then, especially for Shirase and Hokuto, they can keep their pressure, as they're very fast and very good pressure characters. Slightly different, of course, but it's a buff in my opinion. And did quite good damage. You also notice that there's 2 rounds, just like it was in the previous beta, as opposed to the 3 rounds, and there's also no Gogi, right? So is this a mode, potentially, in the future? I'm not too sure. So I'll talk about my thoughts now on what I think will happen for FEXL. So essentially what I'm assuming is one of 2 things. So the plan, I think, is that they're going to focus on the release of FEXL on Switch. They have stated that they don't plan on adding these changes specifically to PS4 and PC. They've stated they're different versions. Okay. So, but does that mean that FEXL is not getting updated at all on PS4 and PC? Because there are a lot of balance changes and tweaks that would be very interesting to see on PC and PS4, regardless if they implement these other mechanics, right? Now, I'm guessing here that the plan and price for the Switch version is one of 2 possibilities. I'm assuming this might be free on Switch, actually, to weasel people in. And I think if you ever looked at the Fighting EX Layer Alpha on mobile, it's a free mobile game based on the Fighting EX Layer characters and the engine. There are some different mechanics and how the game works. It's very fun. It's sort of similar to, kind of like an early look to the version of another dash that you're looking at right now. But I believe that it might have the same path. So basically at the screen, you only get 4 characters to choose from, and all the other characters are locked. And since it was an April Fool's joke, they're not going to reveal the other characters because it was just meant for fun, right? And I think for testing purposes, to be honest, to see the reaction to the gameplay changes. So what I believe is that they might do the same method, except they would allow you, like in Fortnite and other games that are free to play, is to unlock or purchase the other characters, which I think would make sense, because then it would allow people to try the game, have fun. If you want to play a certain character, you pay maybe $1 or $2, something like that. Or the game could just simply cost, 10 to 20 bucks, depending on how much effort they put in the game. Like, will it include all the offline content? Will it include just as much detailed training mode as PS4 and PC? We're not sure. We have to take a look, right? There will be more details announced from on April 1st, because that's their tradition to announce things on April Fools. They said that they will also announce something else if they can't get it to release on April 1st. So is that separate from the Switch news, or were they still touching the PS4 PC? Now, I'm a little sad in one aspect, in that we're probably not going to get any of these interesting mechanics to play with on PC, PS4. However, I do think it's fun to have a different version that people can enjoy casually on Switch, or just have more people try, Fighting EX Layer and the system of the Street Fighter EX games. Arika does great work on the Switch. They've done, you know, Super Mario 35. They've done Tetris 99 Plus, I believe it's called, and have had great success with it. So I wouldn't be surprised if this turns out to be really good. I'm hopeful in the future that they will add the things that they were kind of teasing on PS4 and PC, like a further improved rollback, which would be excellent. Obviously, the rollback is currently really good, but it could be even better. So we're gonna have to wait and see. And these balance changes look very interesting and very fun. And it looks like there was a lot of care into the purpose of these balance changes, like, you know, giving a use for the fan super, because you hardly ever see it, especially because the Oki is very poor. But now that it knocks down and very closely, like, maybe that's a good change, right? Also seeing Kairi get a different heavy punch normal, right? So stuff like that. Yeah, I guess we're gonna just have to wait and see. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and we can have a discussion. Obviously, be kind to each other, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.